bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100 and pretty good form, Bernie.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 6 of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, your Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly supported by our partners RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. I am Orazio Santalucia, I'm your host and I'm back, baby. Apologies for last week not having a show out. I had some personal things to deal with in our home and just couldn't get the podcast done. So apologies for that, but it did give you all the opportunity to get out and look through our back catalogue, a whole 5 episodes of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, including last week's one, which was a big, well, the week before, sorry, which was a longer one, and that had a special. That's where we interviewed Pete Ritchie, who, well, if you don't know now and you're in the PCA, you've been living under a rock and ceased to sort of understand the world as it's going right now. Pete played his 500th PCA game, and that's a fair effort. And we sort of went through his time in PCA cricket or cricket in the Peel region, and that was a good chat amongst a whole heap of other things. We had a whole heap of interviews, and it was a great episode, as are the other ones. We are trying our hardest. We are trying to get better and better every week. And so with that in mind, please feel free to send through your feedback. Any sort of issues or comments you'd like to hear, if there's any special things happening at your club, milestones, etc. And to be fair, a lot of you are doing that. So thank you very much to those people in those clubs that are sending through little comments and a little bit of feedback and just some info on your clubs and what's happening out there. Because at the end of the day, this is your show. And this is your association, the Peel Cricket Association. We're here to make cricket as enjoyable as we can and make this a great game for all involved. So lots and lots happening within Peel Cricket at the moment. Season's starting to really hot up. Weather, maybe. Maybe it is, but I'm not too sure. But cricket's really starting to fire up and hot up. And none more than the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. We've got some games to talk about because we've started. We started last week with an absolute cracker, Hillman v Pinjarra. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the show. And I've literally just come back from our second game of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. And that game was between Hall's Head, who host all the games. We play at Peelwood Reserve, a fantastic facility where we have lights, we have turf cricket, and we have live stream, and we also have live commentary this year provided by moi. And hopefully you are enjoying that and getting on board on our YouTube channel, the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Channel, 6:30 p.m. every Tuesday. We've got live T20 cricket action provided, proudly supported by RETRAVISION. Remember, RETRAVISION have that 60-day price guarantee, 60-day price guarantee. So if you find a better price on any electrical or white goods items within 60 days, RETRAVISION promise to match that. Now, that basically gives you the absolute guarantee that you're going to get the best price all the time. So when it comes to electrical goods, electronics, we're talking white goods, that sort of gear, we're heading down to RETRAVISION. They support us, so you should be supporting them, and you know you are going to get the best price guarantee all the time. So it's coming up to Christmas, so this is the time when we want our cameras, we want our headphones, microphones, we want coffee makers. Oh yeah, some lovely coffee makers, and everything that fits into that category, any of that electronic stuff, great Christmas presents, get down to your local RETRAVISION store. We're also proudly supported by ESA Sport. So thinking about Christmas functions, thinking about New Year functions, thinking about your end of season awards nights. You're probably starting to go there. I know it's still early season, but club committees in particular, that's where you're going. You're starting to think about the season ahead and thinking about things like your end of season awards, etc., those sort of things. Well, why not get a sports star along to help pump up the night? So do you want access to either a former cricket player or a current player maybe? ESA Sport provide that service, so get in contact there and they can help make your sporting moments epic. And EVERLAST sports drinks. Now, been around to a couple of the grounds and starting to see them filling up the fridges, which is fantastic. And as the weather heats up and as blokes are making hundreds and taking fifers and really, working up a real sweat out there, EVERLAST sports drinks guaranteed to, well, not guaranteed, but they really do. They're scientifically proven to enhance your performance. So you need to get those electrolytes back in the body post-exercise. So for those guys that have made 100 and they're sweating and they're tired, and for those that have been lucky enough to make a significant score out there, you know how you feel when you come off the ground. Even if you've smashed boundaries everywhere, you're still pretty knackered. Get an EVERLAST sports drink down your throat. We've got Berry Blast. We have Now, there's 3 flavours. There's a blue flavour, a berry flavour, and a lemon flavour. So get an EVERLAST sports drink down your throat, and it will enhance your performance moving forward. Fantastic sponsors. So it'd be great if you can get behind them as well, because they are supporting us. They're providing an opportunity for shows such as this as well, and they support Peel Cricket. So get behind them. RETRAVISION, ESA Sport, and EVERLAST sports drinks. A-grade action, round 6. A-grade, B-grade, C-grade, D-grade, E-grade, and F-grade. We're going to talk all about all those games. There were some fantastic performances, some fantastic team performances, some fantastic individual performances, including another tie. 3. We've had 3 ties in 6 rounds of PCA cricket this year. Who would? Anyway, if anyone's got any info out there on that, whether they can remember a season where there were more than 3 ties in 6 rounds, please send through and let me know, because in all my time in cricket, and that's 30 odd years of cricket all over the place, yeah, you get a tie here and there, but 3 within 6 rounds in one competition. Anyway, and we're full of milestones as well this particular round. So I'm just going to go through a few of them here in our little introduction section here, because I think it's important to acknowledge that sort of stuff, and I want to get that off the bat early. So Warnbro have sent through a few messages. Thank you to those guys out at Warnbro, doing some great stuff out there. Neil Thompson plays his 100th game for Warnbro Swans. Has played his 100th game for the Warnbro Swans. So well done to Neil. That's 100 games. It's about 4 or 5 seasons. So that means you're committed and you're part of the club, which is great. And your club acknowledges your time. So well done there. Scott Bradford scored his 3,000th run for Warnbro. So to score 3,000 runs, unless you're absolutely smashing them everywhere and making 8,000-9,000 runs a year, that would tell me that involves a significant commitment to the club as well and to the game. So well done, Scott, there. And Dane Ugle. Dane Ugle made his 4,000th run for Warnbro. That's pretty significant. And knowing the way that Dane bats and how prolific he is normally in run scoring season upon season, no matter where he's playing. And Dane's obviously had time away from Warnbro, playing Premier cricket, etc. So have scored 4,000 runs for the club means that he has had prolific seasons, and no doubt he'll go on to have a prolific one again this year. Might have had a slow start, but well, for those that played against him on the weekend, they might know that he might have returned to form. So we'll just talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on as well. We have Brad Ward from Shoalwater Cricket Club. So changing clubs there. So Shoalwater Cricket Club sent through a little message. And Brad Ward's playing his 150th game this weekend. So well done there. Now there's a couple of other little shout outs that I'll mention as we hit their match reports, because it'll be better to tie it into that than it is just to announce it here. So look, well done to everyone there. There were one or two from last week, but like I said, unfortunately the show didn't go to air due to a few personal reasons. It wasn't through a lack of trying, but it just wasn't right. And yeah, so anyway, we'll move on to that. So all that and a lot more in episode 6 of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, your cricket show. I'm Orazio Santalucia. I'm your host. I'm trying to do my best here and provide a fantastic platform here for all of us here in Peel Cricket Association to sell our game, to sell our clubs, and to highlight, hey, we've got a fantastic product here, which is proudly supported, as always, by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport, and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Stay tuned. We'll be back for more.
Oh, heaved into the leg side. Oh, West Indies.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly brought to us every week by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport, and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Hope we are seeing those EVERLAST Sports Drinks stocking up those fridges. Fantastic for performance, enhancing your performance, helping rehydrate, helping you to be your best. Let's get those EVERLAST drinks in the fridges. Okay, so we had some real topsy-turvy results throughout the competition, both, well, not both, from A grade through to F grade, but we'll start with A grade results here. So we had a big win for Mandurah Cricket Club against last season's runner-up in Waroona, and we had a tight 3-1 3-run win by South Mandurah against last year's champions in Singleton Irwinians. So it's getting really tight at the top, and the competition's starting to look like a race for about 4 or 5 sides, which is good. It means it's quite open, and it's great to see. So first game we'll go through is South Mandurah v Singleton. So South Mandurah batted first, got 175 on their hybrid pitch out at Falcon Reserve. Reports were it was a little bit tough to bat on this week, and I guess the guys out there at South Mandurah are still working their way through how to best prepare the pitch. So it's going to be tricky throughout the season, but that's why you play turf cricket. They're not all roads, they're not all fantastic wickets, so it's part of the challenges. You've only had to look at what's happened actually in the World T20, for instance, where they've been playing in Abu Dhabi, wherever else they've been playing. They've been playing Sharjah, and each ground that they've played at has been completely different. And there's that whole batting second, batting first, the ball keeps low, the dew comes in, all that sort of stuff. It's just part of cricket, and it's something we've all got to deal with. Anyway, South Mandurah 175 all out. Brad Holmes with 50. Corey Tregenza continuing on his run of form, another 52. He's really contributing with both bat and ball throughout the season. He's one of the leading players this year, no doubt. So well done to Corey. Another one of the leading players in the competition in Tim Hutchison. Hutchie took 3 for 43. Opened the bowling with his offies. So Singleton have obviously turned up and thought, well, it's a bit of a dry one, and it'll be spin friendly, and that's the look that pitch has, and I dare say that'll change as it continues to move ahead and progress as we progress forward in the season and in coming seasons, and as South Mandurah get used to how to prepare that pitch. Still think it's a bit of a game changer, and it could be one that Peel Cricket really takes a lead with. So it's just, I think they're just teething. But at the end of the day, it was a 3-run result in this particular game, because in reply, Nathan Anderson also took 3 for 24 for Singleton, and then Singleton in reply were all out 172. So it was a close game all the way down to the end. Bryce Evans got 30, Mitchell Shalom got 33, and Jesse Buck took 4 for 37 for South Mandurah. So 3-run winners there for South Mandurah. So they're back on the winning track after a loss in the last round, and that puts them back on top of the Wiley Cup A-grade table. In the next game, we move to Warnbro v White Knights Baldivis, and here we had Warnbro 6 for 164 in reply to White Knights 9 for 163. And in that 164, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the opening intro, Dane Ugle back in the runs, 114 off 111 balls, which included 18 fours and 3 sixes. Couldn't keep the champ down for too long. Had a bit of a quiet start with the bat, I reckon, by his normal, usual standards. We've normally seen a plethora of runs by now by Dane, but Dane's been doing it with the ball. Kieran Ugle's been making the runs for Warnbro this year, but really, really good to see Dane back in the runs there. 114 off 111. Like I said, 18 fours, 3 sixes. So well done there to Dane. And with the ball for White Knights, Pete Russell got 4 for 31, and that follows his 66 not out he got last week in White Knights innings. And for White Knights, 9 for 163. Wes Steele was the top scorer there with 59. And for Warnbro, Kyle Ashbolt took 4 for 19. So Warnbro 4 wicket winners there, and they're doing quite well this season here. In the next game, we have Pinjarra breaking their duck. Pinjarra off the mark there. 171 all out. Jamie Lee for the second week in a row. I know I didn't get to report on last week's game, but I'm sure you guys have got my cricket and access to it, and you would have known. So Jamie Lee 2 weeks in a row. That's another 50, 55. So the veteran there getting back amongst the runs, which is good to see. And Jeff Midding got 53 for Pinjarra, whilst Matthew Clayton took 5 for 32. A nice little Michelle fifer there for Matthew Clayton for Shoalwater. And in reply, Shoalwater were all out 159. So they had a good crack, but fell 12 runs short. Brendan Gillian got 38. Matt Rose got 36. And Jordan Hodgetts got 3 for 43. In last week's first game of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, Jordan was one of the bowlers that did really well for Pinjarra, where Hellman were going gangbusters. They looked like they were going to score 200 plus, but the spin bowlers of Pinjarra really pulled it back, and Jordan was one of them. He bowled extremely well, and he's obviously continuing the form that he probably picked up from in that game on the Tuesday. So well done to Jordan, but well done to Pinjarra for getting off the mark with their first win. So that means everyone's got at least one win this season, which is good. In the next game, Hall's Head flexed their muscle with their deep batting lineup, 7 for 268 versus Secret Harbour. And in that, the stylish Jack Manuel got another 80 runs. So he's flying along with the bat, and he's the leading run scorer this season so far in Wiley Cup action. So, yeah, the left-hander got 80 runs, did very well. And Michael Chappell, who's been around the club for a long, long time, he got 67 not out, so well done there. And Ganesh Chowdhury took 3 for 48 for Secret Harbour. In reply, Secret Harbour not really in the race. They were all out for 159. So Horsehead ran away, 109-run winners. Big win there. Matt Elwood was the only one that really troubled the scorers with 30 himself. And bowling, 2 bowlers just absolutely destroyed Secret Harbour. So Scotty Martin, 4 for 48, and Chris Phelps took 5 for 20. So there's 9 between the 2 bowlers there, and they did the business against Secret Harbour. So well done to Hall's Head. We'll move on to the final game, and this is Mandurah. Mandurah, the ones that are just sneaking up on the competition. No one's really, I don't think anyone's really taken much notice there, but they're flying along. Mandurah 153. Ran out 77-run winners against Waruna, who are all out for 76. So the 2 grand finalists from last season, both got knocked over this week. So it just opened the competition right up, which is great. So Matt Jenkinson got 42 for Mandurah. Jaden Lorimer took 3 for 48 for Waruna. But Waruna were never really in the chase. Lost wickets consistently throughout. And Joel Marion doing a great job there at Mandurah. He took another 3 wickets, took 3 for 22, and Ian Lattimore took 3 for 6 to bowl Waruna out for 76. So that's A-grade action from round 6 of the PCA in the Wiley Cup there. We'll move on to B-grade action, and here is our second century of the week. So Singleton, 5 for 298, big score there. They ran out 130 run winners against the league leaders and the ones who were running away with it were North Baldivis. They got absolutely smashed this week. So a bit of a return to earth there with a thud. You can't win them all. So 130 run winners. And the leading scorer there in that 298 was Jeff Yeaple. 135, wait for it, off 83 balls. 135 of 83 balls. That included 11 fours and 10 sixes. So didn't want to run too much. So well done to Jeff there. That is a huge score. That'll be one you'll remember for a while. And in reply, North Baldivis could only manage 168, which hasn't been that bad a score, really. Sort of scores they've been sort of winning most weeks and tends to win most weeks in the B-grade competition this year, but not even close this week. And look, sometimes you've just got to dip your hat and just say, mate, well done. Jeff obviously went to town, had a day out, and 135 of 83 is immense. Anyway, in reply, Steve Scully, 50 again, batting really well. He's got 250 runs at 62 for this particular season, so he's having a great year with North Baldivis. And with the ball for Singleton, Paul Croxton, 6 for 26. So big day for him there as well. But yeah, 135, that's not too bad. In the other games, we had White Knights Baldivis all out 174, defeat Warnbro all out 134, so they won by 40 runs there. For White Knights, we had Matt Jordan with 61, and we had Steve Page with 47. And with the ball for Warnbro, Armadeep Gill, 5 for 7 if you don't mind, 5 for 7. That's a fantastic effort there. So that's that game there. Actually, I think I've got that one slightly wrong. Just let me make sure. I want to make sure that I've got the right player playing for the right team. So I apologise. So just give me 2 seconds. And you wouldn't believe it. My cricket's decided to crash. Unusual. Unusual. Let me try again. I give up. I'll try this one again. So White Knights Baldivis 174. Matt Jordan got 61. They won by 40 runs against Warnbro, all out for 134. And in that 134, Steve Page got 47 for Warnbro, and Amardeep Gill, who plays for White Knights Baldivis, he took 5 for 7 to bowl Warnbro out for 134 and help his team win by 40 runs. We'll move on to the next game there. Shoalwater Bay, 6 for 235. Really good solid score there by Shoalwater, and that's versus Pinjarra. And in Shoalwater's 235, we had Paul Garrett get 84 not out. So he's got 253 runs at 253. So he's having an outstanding season himself. And we had Stephen Boyd get 66 as well. Get this mic. There we go. Yes, Stephen Boyd got 66. So 235, and they ran out 104 run winners against Pinjarra, who were bowled out for 131. Peter Jalombardo, he got 41 for Pinjarra, and Jackson Ward took 4 for 22 for Shoalwater Bay. So well done there. We had Hillman all out 235, run out 31 run winners against Mandurah, who bowled out for 204. Connor Montgomery got 83 for Hillman there, and Jack Searle took 4 for 25 for Mandurah. And in reply, here's one of the stats of stats. And this is one where I know Mandurah's A grade are doing very well, but these stats are phenomenal. So Brett Ronan got 89 not out. That is on top of his, he's batted 3 times this year, and he's got 309 runs at 154.5. And he's done that off 185 balls this season. So he's faced 185 balls, he's scored 309 runs. Includes a high score of 208. Yeah, that's just, he's doing all right there. He's hit 26 sixes and 22 fours this season. And he played his 150th game for Mandurah on the weekend. So well done to Brett, and thank you to Justin Solly there of Mandurah Cricket Club for providing me with those stats. Yeah, I'm blown away. So let me repeat that, okay, because this is some special stuff. So Brett Ronan played his 150th game for Mandurah on the weekend, so well done there. That's terrific stuff. His stats this season, he's batted 3 times, okay, 3 times. He's already got 309 runs, including a score of 208 not out, as well as 89 this week, or this past week. So he's averaging 154, and he has done all that off 185 balls. That's all he's faced this season in 3 hits, and he's hit 26 sixes and 22 fours. Wow. Well done, Brett Ronan there. And in Mandurah's 204, we had the veteran Troy Lovegrove take 5 for 60 for Hillman. So well done to Troy there. In the other game in B grade action, we had Hallshead 9 for 191, and they ran out 1 wicket winners against Secret Harbour, all out 187. We had Lee Burns make 68 for Hallshead in that 191, and Aaron Williams made 61 for Secret Harbour. In reply, wickets were shared amongst all the bowlers across both teams. And in that game there, I thought it was quite funny. That game was live streamed, so Hallshead have obviously got their frog box, and that was live streamed, and that was a night game too, so that was a good initiative there. So opens night cricket up to the club and allows everyone to get a go at it. So it's not only the guys lucky enough to play in the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, but other sides get the opportunity. So well done to Hallshead for opening up that, as well as for putting up the frog box and just opening up different ways to enjoy this great game. With the frog box, Ash Wyborn, who's the president, hard-working president at Hallshead, and does a fantastic job, not only for Hallshead, but for the PCA as a whole. Does a lot of work behind the scenes and likes to keep it sort of hush-hush. But he actually was very proud of a catch he took on the weekend. So he's the one that stands behind the stumps with the funny stuff on as a wicketkeeper. And the beauty of frog box is it captures all the footage, and he took an absolute screamer. Low diving, full length, right hand, stuck it out. Great catch, and he shared it with me, so I will share that around. So well done, Ash, with that catch there. You're not going to hide behind that one. We'll move on to some C-grade action here. So in C-grade action, we had White Knight Baldivis 9 for 239. They ran out 135 run winners against Mandurah, who were all out for 106. In White Knight's total of 239, we had Nick Pavilion make 45 and Jake Farmer made 42. No one really troubled the scorers too much in a total of 106, and the wickets were shared around by all the White Knights bowlers, so great win there. We had North Baldivis all out 193, Joel Chapman making 81, and they defeated South Mandurah by 32 runs, who were bowled out for 161. Craig Curtis got 44, and Vikas Kansra another 4 for 24. He's having an outstanding season with both bat and ball, so well done to Vikas there for North Baldivis. Shoalwater Bay 8 for 201, where we had Adam Evans making 78. They defeated Singleton Irwinians, who were all out. Oh, sorry, not all out. 9 for 136. Glenn Jeeva got 43, and Jason Greff took 4 for 33 there. So good win there by Shoalwater. We move on to the next game. Yep, that is C grade done and dusted. So we move on to D grade. Some D grade action. So Hall's Head 7 for 247. Some big scores here this week again. 7 for 247. They ran out 3 wicket winners against White Knights Baldivis, who are 5 for 198. 5 for 198. And for Hall's Head, we had Adam Gray make 94. Just short. 6 short, but that's a good score. And Michael Niven got 49. And David Brewer, 75 not out for White Knights Baldivis, the only one to really sort of fly the flag there, as Hall's Head ran out 3 wicket winners. In a strange one for me, this one. So it's on synthetic, so normally you see scores like this and you think there might have been something in the wicket, but this one's on synthetic. So Hillman batted first, all out 76. Brian O'Donnell took 4 for 9 for Waruna. And in reply, Waruna were bowled out for 60. And Sean Drysdale took 5 for 10. So, I don't know, dodgy synthetic, or is it just a weird day? Who knows? So, someone might be able to write in or send a message and let me know how that game went, because that is a weird score for me on synthetic. Anyway, and we move on to another one, sort of. Warnborough, none for 159. None for 159. We had Simon Pearce make 103 not out and Travis Gordon make 49 not out. They won by 10 wickets against Pinjarra, who were all out for 92. So that's a big, big win there. And a bit disheartening if you're bowling and you don't take a wicket. That's a long day. That's a long day. E-grade action. Hall's Head 8 for 217. Ran out 2 wicket winners against Singleton Irwinians 8 for 116. Damien Billing made 51 for Hall's Head, and Simon King took 4 for 30 in Singleton's innings there. So well done to Hall's Head in their E-grade game there. Warnborough 8 for 217. Defeated Shoalwater Bay 9 for 170. The scores a note here. Keith Sweetman made 64 for Warnborough, and Chris Barbara made 77 for Warnborough. Ash Starkey, young Ash Starkey, under 16, under 17 cricketer, does a lot, works hard on his game and has really seen some improvements this year. So he's playing a bit of senior cricket, and for Shoalwater he took 4 wickets. I don't know what I've written there. Anyway, he took 4 wickets in the Warnborough innings, and then he went out and made 37 for Shoalwater in their 9 for 170. So well done to young Ash Starkey there. Good stuff. And we had Secret Harbour made 8 for 201. And they ran out 2 wicket winners over South Mandurah, who were 9 for 148. Chris Quaife got 72 not out in that game there. And in the final game in D grade, we've got North Baldivis 6 for 202, in which Chris Spencer got 94. And he got 100 last week. So he got 113 last week and he got 94. So nearly 200s in a row, which again is pretty phenomenal batting. And they played, and I'm sorry here, they played White Knights Baldivis. So I don't know why I didn't write that down anyway. White Knights Baldivis were bowled out for 119. And in their score, No one really troubled the scorers too much. John Lim got 53 for North Baldivis as well there. So sorry about that one there, guys. I just didn't note who they were playing, so that confused me a little bit. Anyway, let's move on to some F grade action. And this is where it's a little bit weird because I mentioned Ash Starkey playing for Shoalwater in E grade. His old man, Matt, who probably would have liked to have played with Ash, but was playing F grade. He features in this game. So first game we'll talk about in F grade is Hillman versus Shoalwater. Hillman 7 for 158, ran out three wicket winners. That's hard to say. Against Shoalwater, who are 9 for 128. And then Hillman's 7 for 158. Matt Starkey took 4 for 33. So well done to Matt. Does a lot of work in the junior spaces for Shoalwater and for the PCA or Peel Junior Cricket Association. So well done to Matt, taking some time to play himself and get amongst the wickets there. Here's that third tie we mentioned earlier. Pinjarra v Warnborough. Pinjarra all out 201. Warnborough 4 for 201. So no one could get one extra run. Brandon Late got 81 for Pinjarra and Riley Arrowsmith got 61. And in reply, Warnborough 4 for 201. Dave Murdoch got 56 in that 201. And I'm reliably told that is Dave's first ever 50. So well done. It's awesome. It means that you can make runs wherever, whenever. It's never too late as long as you enjoy pulling the whites on and getting out there with the boys and getting amongst it. So well done. So well done to Dave. Persistence pays off. 56, that's his first ever 50. And he's also played over 250 games for Warnborough there and considered a bit of a club legend. So well done to Dave. Scott Bradford got 75 not out as well in that total of 201. But there's another tie. I really can't believe it. If there are more examples of that, i.e. this has happened quite regularly, or some of you out there might know of some stats there, please send them in, because to have 3 ties within 6 rounds, I think it's amazing. Anyway, we move on. White Knights Baldivis 4 for 151 defeated Hall's Head 9 for 150. 6 wicket winners there. Daniel Krepovan made 64 not out for Hall's Head, and a bit of a shared sort of match in regards to personal results there for White Knights, but they did enough to win the game. So well done to them. That pretty much wraps up our cricket wrap-up of the PCA round 6. So as you can see, things are starting to hot up. What's great to see is we're seeing some really good, there's nearly a century or so every game. Some phenomenal stuff like Brett Ronan there for Mandurah in their B grade team. That's silly stuff. To have, where are we? To have Chris Spencer nearly get 200s in 2 weeks. In E-grade action for North Baldivis, to see some consistent wicket takers and run makers in A-grade, to have, each team's got someone that's really leading the way. So you got like Corey Tregenza at South Mandurah having a fantastic start to the season, runs and wickets. Tim Hutchison's having a great start to the season for Singleton and win-ins, runs most weeks and wickets most weeks. New skipper there, Brad Ranford's having a great season, ball and bat there. At Hall's Head, Jack Manuel's really running away with it with the bat, just scoring run after run and doing it really, really well there. Where else are we going? So we Jamie Lee, 250s in a row. Dane Ugle getting another 100 to add to the many that he's made in his illustrious career. And that could be the start of something big for Dane. Renowned for making a lot of runs no matter where he plays. So we'll look forward to seeing how that goes. So it's really, really good to now see the season start to pick up and players making runs and taking wickets all over the place. And, I think well done to everyone that's out there enjoying their cricket. That wraps up round 6, and we'll move on to some RETRAVISION Premier T20 League previews and reviews in our next segment. So stick around, and we've got lots more to come. See you soon. Okay, everyone, we are back. We are back. I'm Orazio Santalucia. I'm your host, and I'm here every week. Well, other than last week, but we've touched that one. Here on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly supported by RETRAVISION, and RETRAVISION are going to really highlight their support in this particular segment. We'll get to them in a second. ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Now, RETRAVISION providing some fantastic support for cricket across the region, and none more so than in the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Fantastic concept we've got here. I've been able to speak to a few people around the place that aren't necessarily involved in cricket in the region and out and about, and they're really excited to see how this is progressing along. So obviously in its infancy still, it's only season 2, but it's something that's pretty special, and I think it's building to become something even more. And the best part about it, for me, is that it provides another avenue and another opportunity for players within the region to test themselves, because they don't really play much T20 cricket. And in my view, it's my personal view, we'll be playing more and more of this sort of stuff moving forward. If it's not T20, it's something that in that realm, I just think shorter format actually really stretches players. It really tests you out, really asks a lot of your skills, and the fact that you're able to attract some different players into the competition really gives an opportunity for players to play against some different players, where we've got marquee players, so clubs are allowed to invite a player along to play from outside the competition. So we've got a lot of premier cricketers coming to play. We've got some that are returning, because there's the Peel Cricket Association. Cricket in the region provides a great platform for players to start their journeys in their career as a player, and some want to continue on the pathway and play premier cricket, which is fantastic. And I really love the attitude a lot of clubs have. It's an evolving sort of thing where they're proud. You know, they've had a role in a player's development, and if they go on and be a successful WACA Premier or WA Cricket Premier Cricket player, knowing that they had a role in their journey, which is fantastic. A lot of good stuff happening in junior cricket, obviously, but even senior players are sort of developing their game and then getting to a point where they want to continue to test themselves at a higher level, and that's fantastic that they take that opportunity, and clubs are proud of the fact that they've been part of that journey, and they just have their arms out welcoming their players back, knowing that, hey, you know, good luck. And we're always here for you, and we're always supporting you. And this platform, the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, provides that opportunity for players to come back and play with their old club. And we're seeing that everywhere, which is absolutely brilliant. So last week in the first game, for instance, we had Hillman v Pinjarra, which was a great game of cricket. And we'll go right into that right now. So the first game that we saw this season, and was the third game, we lost a couple to wet weather. And initially on last Tuesday, I know a lot of people were a little bit concerned. There was a fair bit of rain that fell north of Mandurah, well, north of the region really. Perth got bucketed. I know there were areas that thought they had snow. They had that much hail and all that sort of stuff. And people that were working in town got a few messages. They were a little bit concerned, thinking, oh, we're going to miss another game. But little did they know, the sunny metropolis that is Mandurah did not see a drop. And come about 4 o'clock, 4:30, we got to finish work. And I think I was excited. I wasn't even playing. I was fortunate enough to be able to sit and watch the game and provide a bit of commentary for you guys to watch along too, and entertain to a fantastic game of cricket. Hillman versus Pinjarra. Hillman star-studded really. They had some returning junior players, and that's a fantastic concept as well within this competition. So players that have played junior cricket at your club can come back and play for your club in this competition. So Hillman, for a young club, have had a great junior journey and provided a great pathway for a few players. And some of the returning players included Keegan DeCoker, John Sanders, and Ethan Smith. They were 3 players that come back to play in the side last week. And they also signed a new I guess, just a regular player. He wasn't necessarily their marquee player, although you'd probably think he was, but he wasn't, because he actually played for the club on the weekend previous to that game, and that's former Australian T20 player, WA, Queensland, Brisbane Heat, Punjab Kings 11 in the IPL, Royal Challengers Bangalore in the IPL. Yes, Royal Challengers Bangalore, the home of Virat Kohli, the home of AB de Villiers, the home of the big show this year in Glenn Maxwell. They are big time, big ticket stuff. Former Gosnells player, former Toombul player in Queensland cricket. So he's got a few hats, a few tracksuits in the locker. Luke Pommersbach. He is big signing for Hillman, and he played for them as well. So they had a bit of a star-studded side, and they come up against Pinjarra, and Pinjarra were able to welcome marquee player Matt Edwards. Now, Matt Edwards is a very, very good player in the WA Suburban Turf competition. He captains Applecross, who play in the A-grade comp, and he's actually started the season with a flyer. He's got a century to his name already. Really experienced player, skillful player, able to offer something with both bat and ball, and Matt played a really good game as well. So let's go into that game. So Hillman win the toss, and they decide to bat. And out comes Keegan de Koker. Now, Keegan de Koker is known as he's an all-rounder, as every young player are, and Keegan's still a young man, playing a lot of his cricket in the twos and pushing it up at Willetton District Cricket Club in the WACA Premier, or WA Cricket. We're getting used to that, aren't we? WA Cricket Premier competition. Anyway, Keegan de Koker come out to bat, and did he put on a show? He made 100 flat, 100 not out off 65 balls. And that's probably slowing down a little bit. He started like a house on fire. He went out there and just took on the bowling and hit him to all parts of Pillwood Reserve. He enjoyed the really good wicket. The ball was coming on nicely. And some of the early bowling for Pinjarra probably left a little bit to be desired, more in the fact that there was no change of length. And that's a challenge I'll put out to all the bowlers. I guess we've got Big Bash cricket coming up very, very soon, so you'll be able to see it on free-to-air TV. And for those of you that are lucky enough to have pay TV, you would have seen a little bit of the World Cup, or you probably watched some of the IPL before it. But the bowlers are really working at changing their lengths and changing their speeds and little things like that. Can't just keep bowling the same ball. And Keegan de Koker really showed his skill, his experience, and even for a young player, because he's been through pathway stuff. So he's played WA pathway stuff. He went to Kent Street in Perth. It's a cricket-specific school, so they play a cricket specialist school. So he's gone through that. So for a young man, he's actually had a lot of cricket. And boy, did he show that. 100 not out of 65 balls. That is the first 100 ever in the competition. I know it's a young competition, but Keegan's always going to be the first man who's got 100 in the comp, so well done. That included 10 fours and 6 sixes. He absolutely middled everything. He hit some huge bombs. So that was a fantastic innings, and he was proud. He was supported by John Sanders, who come out, batted number 4 or number 5, and although he didn't keep, he is a keeper by trade. Now, John plays his cricket at Willetton, but was also a returning junior. Went through the system at Hillman. He made 25 off 18, including 4 fours, and he was busy from ball 1. He was inventive. He was playing all sorts of shots, and he was really good, and sort of gave the innings a little bit of momentum towards the end, because Pinjarra actually bowled quite well. They pulled back a score. Hillman ended up finishing 4 for 156 off their 20 overs. That's a very impressive score. But that was looking like 200 at the start. There was no doubt they were going, and this was going to be a pretty ugly score for them to start. But Pinjarra, to their credit, their spinners, their slower bowlers in particular, come on and really put the brakes on and pulled back that score. And when at the halfway stage, 4 for 156, which included Luke Pommersbach, who made a 21 off 24, which included 3 fours. So he was at the other end watching the Koker show at one stage, and he didn't have to do anything. He was just sitting on his bat watching Keegan just go absolutely nuts, smashing the ball to all parts and entertaining everyone. If you haven't watched it, well, guess what? You get that opportunity. You go to our YouTube channel, The Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel, and you will get match you can watch that game because they all stay there. So you can go back and watch the back catalogue of games. Every game's going to be there. That's where you get the live coverage, the live streaming of the game, 6:30 every Tuesday. But you also get to go back and watch it again. So I'd urge you all to go back and watch that game, and you can fast forward and all that sort of stuff. But you're going to see some really, really, really good batting. Bowling wise, like I said, the spinners come on and did their job, and Jordan Hodgetts in particular, I thought bowled extremely well, bowling his off spin. 2 for 20, he got off his 4, and he was part of. So we had the PREZ, the man himself, Terry Arnold. He come on and bowled well, and unfortunately, and I know he's still tossing and turning in his sleep at night. He should have had Keegan Nakoka out for about 50. It was about that sort of stage. Keegan skied one, and it landed pretty much in between himself and the keeper who made the call. They were mid-pitch, just went straight up in the air. Terry could have probably caught it easily, but the keeper made the call. And as we all sort of tend to do when we play cricket, we leave it to the keeper, and I don't even think it was a drop catch. I think it just went straight through. And that was costly. That was really costly because he went on and continued on to make that 100. So he bowled well, Terry, with his ever-improving leggies. And, yeah, they did a great job to pull it back. And in reply, Pinjarra went out there and they started like a train. Kim Eddy in particular. So he was there. He opened the batting with Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee coming back to form on Saturday previous. And we'll talk about his other... Yeah, the Saturday previous, he'd come back to form, got a 50 and took some wickets, so I took 5. So he was in serious form. Jamie Lee back to his best. But Kim Eddy stole the show early, hit David Hookes-esque. Now, for those old enough, David Hookes versus Tony Greig, and it was the centenary test, I believe. I'm showing my age here, but there's enough of you here that will remember that one. And he just took 5 fours and an over off Tony Greig. It's quite a famous sort of moment in Australian Test cricket history. Kim Eddy did his right-hand bat version of that. He just come out and played some of the most attractive off drives and cover drives. Had the elbow up, finished with the check drive. Magnificent shots all along the ground. 5 fours. Well, he hit 6 fours in his 25 off 11 in all. But he hit 5 in a row. It was amazing. And they were off to an absolute flyer. And I think Hillman were rocked a little bit there. And that included the century maker in Keegan Nakoka. He opened the bowling as well. And bowled with some impressive pace, that was for sure. He was making use of the hard, fast wicket at Pillwood there. But they just couldn't keep that momentum up. So Jamie Lee got 29 off 27 before he was out. And he hit 3 fours and a 6. And then Matt Edwards come out, marquee play, got 18 off 15. And they probably needed Matt to be there at the end. But when he got out, they just lost a little bit of direction and the momentum they had. Because they were ahead of the run rate. They were ahead of what was required. And it looked like Pinjarra were going to get it. But they just lost that bit of momentum. And that was due mainly to the slower bowling again. And Dale Tyrrell for Hillman, bowling his left arm, orthodox, real wirely sort of bowling. I don't think he bowled 2 of the same ball throughout his 4-over spell. It was really good to watch throughout. He'd bowl some from a little bit behind the umpire. He'd bowl wider. He'd bowl slower. He'd throw it up more. He'd bowl quicker. He got 2 for 9. 2 for 9 in 20-over cricket off his 4 overs, and he really put the brakes on, and that was probably the difference. And then John Sanders, who's a keeper by trade normally, but enjoyed the freedom because Ethan Smith was able to take the gloves for the night, and John had the freedom, which I know most keepers love the opportunity every now and again to just run around in the field, and had a bit of a bowl, and he bowled some quite brisk medium pace, and he took 1 for 11 off his 4 at the end. He finished off the game and basically just denied Pinjarra the opportunity to take the victory. And at the end of the day, 12 runs. So Hillman won by 12 runs because Pinjarra finished 6 for 1, 4 4 at the end of their 20 overs. But it was a real entertaining game of cricket. Everyone there enjoyed the game. I'm sure the Pinjarra boys would rather have won, but everyone that was there enjoyed the game. And It was a fantastic start to the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Game just gone this week. We had Secret Harbour v Hall's Head, or Hall's Head versus Secret Harbour, whichever way you want to put it down. I think it's Hall's Head, actually. They were the home team, and they are the home team because it is their home ground. They are hosting this fantastic competition every week at Peelwood Reserve. So we're very fortunate to have a great facility there. We had Secret Harbour win the toss and bat first. Got to chat to captain coach of their T20 side in Hilton Hardman. They changed things up a little bit out there at Secret Harbour and thought that this is a separate competition, and I think it's true. It's a different format. It's a different game to what's played on Saturday. So they've gone down that road and thought, well, we want a different vision, I guess, and a different way of play. And Hilton Hardman, who's played, he's been in first-class setups out in South Africa. I think it was Natal. I think that's where he's from. He's taken over the T20 preparation, and in a chat we had before the game, and you can see that on our Facebook channel, he mentioned that they've specifically prepared for this game. They've picked a side specifically for this, and they've trained accordingly, and they were really pumped up and ready for the game, which was great to see. And again, that just highlights what this competition can bring. So whatever happens Saturday is Saturday. This is a brand new opportunity, different game, and you can be part of this game. It involves different players and all that sort of stuff. So he was quite confident that they'd be able to put on a good show. And they did, especially early on. They got to bat. Brendan Chatfield and Zach Jarrett put on a really solid partnership. They took on the bowling. They sort of took a little bit of time to get in, a couple of overs. They sort of felt the pitch, and once they were confident and comfortable, they knew what was happening. They started to hit over the top and take on the Hall's Head bowling, which was star-studded, really. Their marquee player, Hall's Head, was Ashley Blake, who's an experienced WA cricket premier player, having played for Subiaco and currently at Rocky Mandra, left-arm seam bowler. And they had the returning Burridge brothers, including Aaron Burridge, who is the current captain at Rocky Mandra Premier Cricket Club. Young player who's been through all the pathway stuff for WA and has played some really good top-level cricket. And Damien Burridge, although Damien's taken the gloves now, he's playing as a keeper bat. But anyway, they very, very experienced bowling lineup there. But Secret Harbour took it to them, and in the power play in particular, and that's where we want batting teams to sort of take advantage of that power play, where you've only got two fielders outside the inner ring. And they were starting to hit over the top and really, really took them on. Set a really good platform. But then they just lost key wickets here and there, and Hilton Hardman was able to come in. So we had Chatfield got 29 off 36, including 3 fours. Jarrett got 24 off 20 with 3 fours and 1 6. We had Hilton Hardman come out and make 32 off 26, and he was the key. He was sort of the glue in the middle there, and he probably feels himself, and I had a quick chat to him after the game, they're probably about 10 or 15 short, and he lost a bit of strike for a while. 32 off 26, including 3 fours and a 6. But yeah, at 8 for 117, I mean, you take that, but they were probably about 10 or so short. You just felt they left a few runs out there. And to Hall's Head's credit, their bowling come back, and in particular, we had Michael Chappell come on with his little change-ups from the surgery end, and he come on and bowled little medium pace, just attacked the stumps, did not let the pressure up, and bowled a few change-ups and bowled a really good spell, and he took 3 for 16 in his 4-over spell, which was really good, and he probably put the brakes on there, so well bowled there. And Ash Blake, their marquee player, come back at the end after probably not his best start. I mean, he didn't bowl badly necessarily, but the Secret Harbour players were able to take him early, and I guess he probably didn't change his lengths enough. And if he had it again, he'd probably bowl a little bit differently. But he come back at the end and showed his experience, really attacking the stumps in that last or the final over. He took the final over, and his experience and skill come through, and he took a hat-trick. So his last 3 balls were wickets, and he took a hat-trick at the end. So that was an exciting end to the innings. Hall's Head with their star-studded batting lineup, very, very deep, strong batting lineup. Like I said, included the Burridge brothers. You've got Josh Rudd's a captain, very, very good experienced player, British-born, lives over here now, but played some really good cricket. You've got the leading run scorer in the Peel Cricket Association in Jack Manuel, the stylish left-hander there as well. Tim Miles, recent recruit to Hall's Head, former Fremantle player in WA Cricket Premier competition. A lot of batting all the way through. And you probably thought they're going to get this quite comfortably, but someone forgot to tell Secret Harbour that, and they really, really bowled well. Did a great job. Bowlers, they all did their bit throughout. It was pretty clear that Halstead wanted to take on the power play early, but to Secret Harbour's credit, they won all the power plays throughout the game. They won both, which was fantastic by them. So they outscored Halstead. So at the end of 6 overs, you like to do a little bit of comparison. There's a really good statistic that sort of goes out that the team that wins the power play tends to win 75 or so plus % of T20 matches. So that means it's not impossible to win from that stage, but they tend to take the lead. And for most of the game, to be fair, Secret Harbour were in front. But they just lost their way a little bit. And I guess that's just the experienced batting lineup that sort of took over. The main area where Secret Harbour really had a hold in the game was probably in the middle, where Cooper Hardman, with his medium pace, or maybe a little bit quicker than medium pace, bowling from the surgery end in particular. He bowled an outstanding spell of seam-up bowling, and he was supported by the Secret Harbour guest player or marquee player in Chris Webber. Now, Chris Webber plays his cricket. He's played at Willetton, where he's been player coach, and they're in the South Metro competition, but he's also played a lot of his cricket on turf at Bedford Morley in the WA Suburban Turf. He's also played representative cricket for Suburban Turf in the T20 competition as well. So really experienced player, and you could see it. Batting wise, he got about a dozen, come out really busy from ball one, and then bowling wise, bowling his little left arm, sort of pretty flat, pretty skiddy sort of bowling. Got through his overs real quick, attacked the batters all the time, and really kept the pressure up. And between Cooper Hardman and Chris Webber, they went for very, very little. So as a bowling spell, so batting partnerships are important, but bowling partnerships are just as important. And they were really, really good. Put the brakes on. They just couldn't get on. The Halstead play just couldn't get the ball away. And just like we've seen in the recent World Cup, the T20 World Cup, the dew started to come in, and it got quite dewy, and the wicket changed a little bit. So it was actually hard for the batters to adjust, I guess. And look, this is something that community cricketers don't really have to do too much. You don't play too much cricket under lights. So again, another fantastic part of this competition, which is amazing. It'd be great to play. I'd love to be a part of it myself, but I'm way past it. But in the end, a very, very good partnership, deep partnership, and I can't give you the exact numbers. I should have had them, but you can look them up on My Cricket, or you can go back and watch. You can go back and watch the innings or watch the game as a whole on our YouTube channel, The Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel, where you'll get full coverage of this game. So you get a full replay. Damien Burridge come out and just took him on from, I reckon, his second ball. He hit for 4, and he just continued from there. He made 48 not out. There was a bit of excitement towards the end, where it was runs required for him to get to a 50, a personal milestone, but 48 not out, included 5 4s and 2 6s. And one of those 6s, for those that understand Peelwood, he's batting at the surgery end, and it was a bit of a bad ball, and he just hit it out of the ground into the BP service station across the road. So that was a big hit. So he got 48 not out, and Tim Miles got 23 off 22, including 3 boundaries. And that partnership between Burridge and Miles pretty much put the game to bed, and Halstead were able to win in the 19th over. So they had 8 balls to spare. They got 4 for 118. So Halstead go away with the win there. But we've had 2 really, really good games of T20 cricket there. And I hope for those of you that were watched it, if you haven't, go back and watch, and make sure that you tune in next Tuesday and every Tuesday from there on. 6:30 p.m. on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Channel. You'll get live and exclusive coverage of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Next game off the rank, next game next weekend. I'll just have a quick look. Just give me 2 seconds. Whoop. On My Cricket, our favourite app. Next week's game, we have Waroona versus North Baldivis. So North Baldivis were one of the games washed out. They're supposed to have played Singleton Irwinians, but Waroona haven't played yet. So Waroona v North Baldivis next week, 6:30 p.m. Tuesday the 23rd of November at Peelwood Reserve. That ends the wrap-up of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION. Remember, they have the 60-day price guarantee, so you cannot go wrong. Electrical goods, white goods, all your electronic stuff. Like I said, it's Christmas. It's coming up to that part of the year where sales tend to go up, and you'd be crazy not to get into your local RETRAVISION store where you are not going to get a better price. You're going to get great service. They know what they're talking about. So support those who support you in Peel Cricket. So get yourself down to your local RETRAVISION store. They've got stores all over the place. Just jump online and look them up on Dr. Google. You'll find where the closest RETRAVISION store is. I'm Orazio Sanlucia. That was our RETRAVISION Premier T20 League wrap. We'll be back shortly for more of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, everyone, to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which, as always, proudly supported by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Okay, we're going to talk country cricket now, and the PCA have the next round of the Belt Up Country Cup, the Belt Up Country Cup round 2, and they're taking on the might of the Great Southern in the Albany Cricket Association. They're heading down Saturday night, I believe the boys are, the selected team, and they'll be heading down to take on the Albany Cricket Association in what will be a tough game, and it'll be an important one in the whole competition. It's a really good competition, the Belt Up Country Cup, and if the boys are able to get over the line here, having won two of the first 3 rounds, I think they'd be in a really good position to progress through to the final. But you've got to win, you've got to win the next game, and don't worry about that sort of stuff, obviously. But an important game, and it's going to be a tough challenge, no doubt. It's going to include travel, and look, they've got to travel around as well, and that's part of being in country cricket. It's just one of those things. So I believe there's a team bus going down on Saturday evening, so those selected are going to play their game on Saturday for their respective clubs, and then they're going to pack up, jump on the team bus and head down that 4.5 hour, or probably even 5, probably stretches out a little bit, trip down to Albany, where they'll just literally plonk into wherever their accommodation is. They'll try to get as good a night's sleep as they can in preparation for game day the next day, where they're going out and taking on the might of the Albany Cricket Association. Very proud cricket association down that way, and just like it is here, but Country Week is a very, very big part of their cricket culture down in the Great Southern, and they will put up a big fight. So Centennial Park, one of their main facilities down there, and they have got some really good facilities, so the boys will enjoy that one. Hoping that the Albany weather stays, works out. I was going to say stays true, but that probably means it's going to be cold and wet. I was down there for work recently, and boy, was it cold. That was a few weeks ago, probably a month or so ago, so hopefully it's warmed up a little bit. But yeah, reminded me of my time living in the UK or living in Melbourne. I'm originally a Melbourne boy. You forget how cold it can get, and it was cold. Anyway, the team selected, or the squad selected for this week's game, in no particular order. Just going to read out the team as I see it here, and that's available on our Facebook page. So the PCA happy to announce the Belt Up Country Cup side to play Albany this Sunday. from those who made themselves available, and that's the other thing, it's obviously a tough call for players to back up and go away and play. So everyone's got family commitments, all that sort of stuff, and that's what this is. So it is what it is, and what it does, it provides opportunities to play representative cricket for more players around the competition. So the selectors feel that they've picked a balanced side of established players and new players, and some get their first taste of rep cricket. There is a rule that the Country Cricket Board have in that you've got to have at least one under 21 player within your squad. So it's a little bit of a challenge with Peel Cricket, because I dare say a lot of the more talented players in that age bracket are actually playing Premier Cricket, and that makes them ineligible, but that's okay. That's okay. It just provides more and more opportunity moving forward. So the squad, in no particular order, I'm just reading them out as they're announced here. So we've got Josh Rudge, who was on show in our featured game of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. So Josh Rudge is the vice captain of the squad. Brandon Burt, who Waruna player Brandon Burt, recruit this year from Rocky Mandurah. Jordan Bell, captain of Mandurah, who's in really good form. Kane Standing from Warnborough. Tom Bolkwell, Sam Lersch, or Leash. Hope I've pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I haven't. I should know better with my silly name. Ben Merrifield, Mitch Brown, captain again. White Knights Baldivis, bowler. Young Callan Sprigg. So congratulations to Callan. He's the under 21 player playing his cricket for Singleton Irwinians. Recently made his debut. I think we knew he was debuting before he did. When we spoke to our new captain at Singleton in Brad Ranford, he mentioned that Callan was going to get his first game. So well done to Callan there. Alex Cowan, Scott Martin and Daniel Sutton Jr. They are the 12 players selected and who will be travelling down to Albany on Saturday evening, ready to play Sunday morning in the next round of the Belt Up Country Cup. So good luck to all involved there. Sticking on the theme of country cricket, I believe that Country Week nominations are open. So for those of you who, I guess, veterans of Country Week, we've obviously got Pete Ritchie, who's been part of 21 or played in 21, and he's probably done more as an administrator or official or whatever. And knowing Pete, he's probably still playing. He's probably going to play in one of the grades. Anyway, or there's those that have thought, I wouldn't mind being part of a bit of Country Week action. Well, nominations are up, and it's important that you do nominate. So if you are keen to be part of it, get on our Peel Cricket Association Facebook page, and you'll get links to where you need to go to in order to nominate and register your interest to play in Country Week action. We are, sort of mid-November. As you know, from here on through, the year just flies by. It's crazy. And then before you know it, we're into January, and we're into that country cricket sort of mode where Country Week sort of tends to lead the agenda and is a big part of a lot of people's seasons. A lot of memories. And I guess one of the best parts about Country Week is you get to come together as players from different clubs, and you get to represent your association playing some really good cricket on some pretty good facilities, and you get tested in a different format again, so different format of the game, but you make some memories that you're probably going to take with you forever. So Country Week nominations are open, but PCA team playing in the Belt Up Country Cup this Sunday. So good luck to everyone involved there. Thank you to everyone that's part of that on the outer of that. So we've got people volunteering to drive the bus, to be team manager. We've got people that are selecting teams and doing all the admin behind the scenes there. So it takes a fair few people to put this together. And if you think about it, we've got a pretty growing competition in regards to the Peel Cricket Association. So we've got grades from A to F. So we've got a big range of sort of games to administer there, matches to administer, which includes ground hire and all sorts of things. Unfortunately, there's off-field incidents that are having to be dealt with. So there's a lot of work happening there with keeping the game in control. And then there's putting teams out like this, and then there's obviously raising money through sponsorship and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, the work that goes into getting hold of fantastic people to support the competition, like we have with RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. That just doesn't happen overnight. So there's people that are doing a lot of work there to help bring in some funding and support for our cricket in the region. So there's a whole lot of people that are doing a whole lot of work, and it's important that we acknowledge that. And if you do get the chance to play some representative cricket, just remember that it's not more than just putting the shirt on and getting out to play. There's a lot of work that goes into getting that. But I'm sure people that are involved understand that completely, because there are some fantastic people out there doing some great work. So anyway, Belt Up Country Cup action this Sunday down at Centennial Park in Albany. I don't know, fancy a drive? Get down there and support them. But yeah, good luck to the players there, and let's hope they get another win on the board after a really good game against Bunbury District Cricket Association a few weeks ago, where they got off the mark with a good solid win. That ends our country cricket wrap here on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which as always, and as I mentioned, and I'll keep saying it because we are very, very, very fortunate and very happy and pleased to be supported by organisations such as RETRAVISION, where they have a 60-day price guarantee. Get down to RETRAVISION, get down to your local RETRAVISION for your electronics, electrical, white goods, and everything in between. Yeah, you'd be crazy not to go down to RETRAVISION and buy those sort of things. ESA Sport, making your sporting moments epic. As I mentioned earlier, they can help you with things like coaching, if you want specialist coaching, if you want your EVERLAST sports drinks. You want to find out where to get your EVERLAST sports drinks. ESA Sport are the distributors for EVERLAST sports drinks, so get in touch with them and those EVERLAST sports drinks. Crazy not to get them in your fridges. If you wait 1 second, this is great TV. Probably not great for the podcast necessarily, but there we go. We got one. We have two. And we have three. Here we go. So we have the lemon zest. The lemon zest. Probably the one I'd go for. The lemon zest. Okay, and this one's in a big 750ml bottle. I do know they make a smaller bottle as well. But that nice and cold, coming off the ground after you've smashed 100 or taken a fifer or done some great work behind the stumps as a keeper, wearing all that funny stuff. So there's the Lemon Zest EVERLAST bottle there. You've got the Blue Blast. There we go. The Blue Blast, again in the big 750ml bottle there. And you get the Berry Blaze. They're the three flavours available of EVERLAST sports drinks. Want to see them sitting nicely. Oh, there we go. On or in your fridges. Okay, so let's stock these up. Remember, you can get the smaller bottles as well. But for all your information there, head to ESA Sport, where you can get your EVERLAST sports drinks. That is the end of this segment. We'll be back shortly. Okay, welcome back everyone to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. Just proudly brought to you as usual by our proud partners in RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Right, now I've been looking forward to this one all week. We have the PREZ, Terry Arnold, online to give us a bit of a season update where, you know, we're 6 rounds into the piece. Last time we spoke was pre-season, so it's evolved and we've got the season up and running, and it's probably a good time to check in with the PREZ and probably even talk about that funny thing he's got growing on his upper lip there, but we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later on in the chat. So Terry, how are you going?
Good evening, Orazio. Great to be back. I was actually hoping I wouldn't have to come back here again, maybe to the end of the season, round 18. I actually thought you'd be able to find a lot more people, but anyway, I'm here, so let's go, eh?
Mate, you're doing a lot of work, and you're actually a bit of a comedian, so I think the comic value there alone is worthwhile having you on board. So as I
I
said,
think the word is more. I think the more the word is a bit of a clown. But anyway, let's keep going.
Okay, so PCA action was 6 rounds in. So as the president of the association and the competition, how are you seeing things going at the moment?
Actually, there's been some really good performances. I feel not only in the higher grades, but in the lower grades as well. A lot of tons, a lot of fifers. There's a lot of players that are really going out there and not only having a good time, but performing really well. We had some clutch games, obviously up in A grade, and it's a really competitive season where I think potentially there's probably 7 clubs that are in the running to actually make finals even at this early stage.
Yeah.
Which is quite unusual. There's usually like 5 or 6 maximum. So I think the standard of player that we've attracted to the A grade competition has really raised the bar, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then that sort of gets a bit of a cascading thing going down. So there's probably players that are normally would be playing A grade that are playing B grade and things like that. And you could probably see that, I guess, with some of the results. But there are some absolutely phenomenal results happening in some of the other grades. I've mentioned, I think Ransom.
Rick Smith-Ince.
Yes.
I was just going to say Rick Smith-Ince is a good example.
Yeah.
Been doing some really good things. And I think he found himself up in A grade the other week. And from my quick chat with him, he was going, "Oh, what am I doing?" But anyway, but Warnbro is a great example, right? So they're B grade, they're C grade, they're all doing well because obviously as the players that we normally play in A grade are now in B grade.
Yeah.
There's competition because they want to go play A grade again. So there's a lot of Cowans, Mitch and so forth
there are a lot of
in
them.
B grade and they want to go play A grade. So so the same thing with some other clubs as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. So that's very healthy, and obviously club numbers are obviously strong because everyone's got good numbers every week. The talent that's in all the grades is fairly even and fairly strong, as you've just mentioned. So it obviously means something's working well.
Absolutely, and I think we just basically had a meeting last night, and we're going to start pushing to try and get. We tried to get a T20 competition off the ground. It probably come back that Sunday wasn't the day to do it. So we're going to look. We think that's a way to get more participation. I was just doing rough numbers the other night. Potentially we've got up to 200 players, men's players, sitting out each week for work and other reasons. So if we've got competitions that could be on weeknights or a Saturday evening or something like that, might be a way to get more players back into the game. So we're going to do some work over the off season in the next couple of years to try and get some more lights around the region.
And that'd be around some of the synthetic grounds, the grounds that have got
synthetic grounds.
Yeah. And then that'd probably work well, I guess, with shires and councils, especially with dual use grounds and things like that. So
absolutely,
could be a win-win for everyone. Okay, look, mate, we can't hide away from it anymore. Do you want to talk about what is that thing you've sort of got happening on your top lip? What's that all about?
Well, do we really want to go there? Yes, we do. All right. So I've done it in the past. I thought, why not? I'm going to go in and jump in deep for Movember. So I've set up my Movember page. I'm not really sure how to find it in Movember, but if you go to the Peel Cricket Association page, there's a link. I think it's about 3 or 4, maybe 6 articles down. I'll put a link on our association page. The aim is one, I want to get some more of my bros and ladies, if you like, to jump on and join the Mo Crew. All right, you want to join the Mo Crew? Caitlin, who's the ladies president out at Pinjarra, she has got a photo, but she hasn't uploaded it yet. So a challenge to you, Caitlin. But yeah, any of the other guys want to get on board, update your photos to my page. The idea is if I can raise $1,000, then I'll actually keep this bad boy for the whole cricket season. So that's the challenge.
And did you get a contract signed by your partner there, mate? Did she sign that she's okayed the Mushtaka?
There was a contract given, but it was quickly dispatched. That's all I'll say.
And look, everyone out there, I mean, we're having a bit of fun with it, but at the end of the day, Movember is arguably one of the most important charities going out there. Men's health, it's just forever, pushed to the background and pushed to the side, and that's something we do poorly as males traditionally. Prostate cancer, one of the biggest killers of males around in Australia, and mental health and men's suicide is the biggest killer of men. I think from 20 up to about 40 or so, or something around that sort of bracket. I should know those figures, but I do know that is a genuine fact. So Movember, the charity is about awareness, but it's also raising funds to try to make a difference, because we've got to look after ourselves. We've got to be better than that. And I think it's probably a good little segue to, are you okay? I mean, we've had Are You Okay Day, but that should happen every day. So don't be afraid. Look within your team, look within your club. You should know your teammates, and sort of, if there's anything you see that's just doesn't seem right, just go have a chat. Just go and ask, are you okay? How are things travelling? And listen, I think that's quite important as well, because I think that's part of what you're doing, Terry. And I mean, it's a big competition, and there's a lot of men, as well as we've got the female section obviously growing, but there's a lot of men there. We've all got to look after each other.
So yeah, obviously, I like to have a bit of fun, but on a serious note, dude, don't just say, "Are you okay?" It's more the follow up after that, right? So take a genuine interest in your mates, in your friends. And if it's if it's something that you feel that's not right about your body, don't put it off. We all seem to put it off for a long time. Yeah. Go in, do something about it.
Yeah, no, that's a great message. I think that's something we've got to push a little bit more, and we'll probably do a little bit more of that on the podcast moving forward. And with moving forward with this fantastic sponsor, this side, there we go. On this side, RETRAVISION, the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. We're finally off the ground. We've got to play.
About time.
And you were part of the action last week in the first game, Hillman versus Pinjarra. Absolute cracker of a game to start. How have you seen it, both participating and obviously sitting out watching it the other day?
T20 is my game. I think I'm going to retire very soon and just start up a T20 league and play it myself. That's all I'm going to do. But I want to address something, right? So there's footage going about a catch that didn't get taken, right? And I'm going to be honest, right? So we're going to start something. Let's be honest to a friend. All right, so if you go have a look, it's getting around. A ball went up by Keegan de Cocker. He was on 49. Yes, the ball was close to me. Yes, other people did make the call. But yes, I should have called, and yes, I should have took that catch. And in the end, that probably was the difference. So yes, I will put my hand up. All right? I take ownership.
To be fair, you bowled particularly well, and you come on a very tough time. And it was yourself and the other spinners that made the difference. And as a spinner myself, it's sort of a warm, fuzzy feeling to me. So you did bowl very well that game, because Keegan, look, do yourself, if you haven't watched it, you can still watch it. Get on our YouTube page and watch a phenomenal innings. He just absolutely went cocoa bananas and smashed the ball everywhere. So I know you got
at the other end too. So I was just saying, and remember who we had at the other end? Yeah. A young Wiley Pommersbatch. So it was good to get out there and have a go.
Yeah. And in games like that, sometimes, I mean, I know you're on the receiving end, but you do admire. You go like, man, this is some serious batting.
Yeah, that's right. And look, when we are attracting some good talent into the competition. So even last night, and it was a low-scoring game. I think it was 118. Secret Harbour got 117, 118. And Hall's Head, they were only 4 down, but it took them to, in the 18th and 19th
18.4 overs, yeah. 19.
Yeah, exactly. And they had some good ins. So they had the 2 Burridge boys, which are some really fine batsmen and bowlers. And they also had Ashley Blake, who's the first-grade Rocky Mandra bowler as well. Yeah. And we'll find, hopefully over the years to come, we're going to get more of these high-class players into our competition.
I'm excited by it. I just think it's great. I think T20. Look, I think we've got to embrace it. I know there are people, the traditionalists and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, I think the excitement that this competition's bringing is only going to grow cricket in the region, and I think we're going to see more and more of it moving forward. So you're talking about more T20 cricket, Peel Cricket Association. We've got this fantastic opportunity with the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. The players it's attracting, it is exciting. I think it's great. And I know the players are pumped playing it. I mean, you played in it last week, and I know you guys were pumped.
Absolutely. And I'll give you a highlight, even from the weekend. I think it was Damien might have put one on the road in front of BP, so the BP petrol station. So
yep.
And I happened to be sitting in a meeting and I didn't get to see it, so I'm pretty I'm pretty bummed at that one.
But you can watch it, can't you?
I will.
Yeah, you can go back on the YouTube channel and watch it. Every game live streamed and commentated by some hairy bloke.
Yeah, and I went looking for a KO mini version too. So maybe Ash, would love a little mini version of say 20 minutes. Hint, hint.
There is something available. I don't know how that actually works. I'm still working my way around the frog box system, which is phenomenal. I think it's a great step for cricket, what it does. And for those out there that don't put some commentary on it, come on, get on board. I think it's a great
Absolutely.
So we've got next week, we have Waroona. They're playing their first game, and they're going to play against North Baldivis, who up until this weekend were up and firing, but they are. The B-grade team brought down to earth with a bit of a crash. Jeff Yeaple went absolutely cocoa bananas himself for Singleton Irwinians, got 135 off about 80 balls and went nuts.
Yeah, but that's not unusual for Yeaple. So it's been a while coming though. So let's just hope that Yeeps finds himself into the Singleton A-grade T20 team in the coming weeks, because it's pretty disappointing not to have one of our best striking batsmen not playing in our Premier T20 RETRAVISION comp.
And that's part of the beauty of the competition. There are players that are playing within all the clubs that might be normally B-grade, C-grade players, but they've got striking ability and they're probably better suited to T20, so they get that opportunity to play in the top team.
He's a devastating batsman. I even started talking to him, well, if your team doesn't pick you, can we pick you for a different club as a marquee player? I don't think it's within the rules, but,
But you're the president, mate. You can change that sort of stuff, can't you?
No, I can't.
And
the clubs decide on the rules.
That's a good little segue. Yourself, obviously enjoying playing yourself this year. I mean, we've had a couple of chats about bowling leg spin we have offline, and you're quite excited about working on the. We'll just call it the mystery ball. We're not going to tell everyone what ball that actually is, but I
don't mind. That's part of the attraction, telling them what ball's coming, because they just don't see it. But anyway.
Okay, so you're working on the flipper and the slider, so you're not mucking around.
Yep, so the wrong one's out. I had Belly and all troubles the other day, but he still went on and got 100, so didn't quite get it out. But he didn't pick me wrong. And I think the slider won't be too far off. So yeah, see if watch out for that one.
That's good. And Pinjarra got off the mark on the weekend. That would have been good for the club?
Our first win, we were actually quite unlucky not to have got 3 wins within 7 days. We're well and truly in the other 2 games against Secret Harbour and then obviously Hillman. So that would have been a tremendous 7 days, 3 wins, but 1 out of 3 ain't too bad. Considering also too, we got Jake Foley. He's not too far away now, which will make a massive difference to the team. So
yeah, and for a club, a regional club, a country club, to have an overseas player sort of come back and coach and all that sort of stuff, I think it is great. And he's obviously been there before and left a really good legacy. So he's obviously not a bad person. So I think which is more important than anything else.
It's more about not only the playing stocks, but it's more about what he brings as a person and as a coach to the club. Which will then flow down with. We've got a really good crop of juniors coming through. So I think that is the major difference that he'll make in the next whatever amount of years that he makes to those junior players and as they come through.
Yeah, no, fantastic. So that's really good for Pinjarra. There's a lot of good things happening there. We've had a chat with Caitlin a couple of weeks ago, and she's a proud president with all the good stuff happening out there. And that's a good little segue, I reckon, into the country cricket side of things. There's a whole heap of stuff that happens here in the Peel Cricket Association. So the next round of the Belt Up Country Cup this week.
Absolutely. So we're sending a team down to Albany. It's quite a trip. So basically what we'll do is we've got a bus organiser, driver. We'll pick them all up after the games on Saturday, bus them down to Albany. We did have a plan 2 seasons ago when we did it, and it was a place called Kujanup. And I thought it was a great idea. It's about halfway down, 2 or 3 hours, and then, another 2 hours drive in the morning. But I got a bit of feedback about this is exactly how they described it, okay? So they didn't want to wake up in the WA's version of Wolf Creek. All right, so I've gone to all this trouble to organise. Oh, well, sorry, I should say Dan's helped me out organising the bus and accommodation down in Albany. And then this said player, which won't be named Dan Abel, I won't name you, is not on the trip anyway. Anyway. I know. Anyway, it's work related, so I'm sure he'll be on the trip if he could be, right? So.
So obviously the team got off to a good start a few weeks ago with their game against Bunbury out at Pinjarra. That was a good solid win.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had some really good performances. Almost apart from 1 or 2 players that would be automatic walk-ins, really strong squad. Really good team performance, not only with the ball, with the bat. Started off with Rudgy and Ramfo, really laid a good platform. And then, Tim, and then also Mitch Shellham, a couple of WA country representatives, really saw us home, got us within striking distance. And then Mitch and I can't remember who was batting at the time saw us home. And then basically, our bowling performance was really good. The guys did the job at the start. Spinners did their job, and we're restricted. It was almost out of control. I think they were 1 for 100 or 2 for 100 at one stage, and then we restricted them down to 171 or whatever it was. So it was potentially going to be a 200 plus score. So the bowlers really pegged it in, and then the batsmen were able to, do the job, bring it home.
And in a small comp, the Country Cup, there's only a few games, and then there's the final. So you really can't afford to drop a game. So it was good to start well. And if the boys do well this week against Albany Cricket Association, they're going a long way towards being in a final, aren't they? Really.
Absolutely, because a couple of things have gone. I think Bunbury took out the WA Invitational 11. Was it a couple of games ago?
Last week.
Yes. Yep. So that helps us out. If we can beat Albany, that goes a long way for us to qualify, especially with our last game against the WA Invitational, which we've always struggled against.
Mm-hmm.
We've always played, so there's always been a Bevan Bennell turn up and just whack us, or the Burridge boys whack us. So this is quite a critical game, absolutely.
Yeah, it is, and it's a good opportunity. I mean, trips also bring team bonding and all that sort of stuff. So there's some good memories running around. Obviously, if you go back to last season with the boys winning, the A grade country week, and there's a lot of those players that are within this squad, this greater squad. So that opportunity to get together and sort of build something is quite exciting, really.
It's a good nucleus of not only the country week players. I couldn't say that word properly. There's a good nucleus of those who played in the country week championships last season. Good nucleus of who played in the first game. There's some new players coming in, some new young, to be honest, untested players. But that's okay, because it's all about growing the pie, getting experience. And they're the ones that are going to be representing us in the future. So it's their opportunity to shine.
Yeah, definitely. Well, young Callan Sprigg, the under-21 player this week, only made a great a few weeks ago for Singleton. I think I knew before he did, which was strange because I spoke to Bradford and he told me that he was going to pick him. And I said, have you told him? And he goes, no, not yet. I thought, okay. But anyway, so look, we'll look forward to seeing those results. Obviously, a lot of us probably won't be able to get down there, but we'll wish the boys good luck, and we'll be following on My Cricket, hoping that we get over the line.
Absolutely.
And we'll move into the girls' female cricket, which is obviously it'd be a proud sort of part of what you've been. You've had a role in it to see a female section develop and grow in the PCA, and it'd be great to see how they're moving along and tracking along this season.
Absolutely. Look, I've had a small role. The real work obviously goes down, and I mentioned this in the last time we spoke, obviously goes down to Holly and Rob. And then previous to that, there was Peter, who's at Rocky Manja. She was really the driving force behind getting it up and running. And then there's been a lot of other people that have been involved. Look, it's good to see. I feel this year is more of a settling period, a consolidation period. They've changed a couple of the rules, which have gone from I think it was based on the under 10 style rules. It's now more like under 14s, under 12s.
Sort of moving towards more stage 2. For those that junior formats, it's a bit of a hybrid, but it's more that end than the T20 Blast type.
Correct, and this is good for the ladies' development. So, they're all getting used to that. The feedback that I've got is they're enjoying that. There's still some teething issues, which you're going to get in it's really a development series, isn't it? Really. The ladies are they're making adjustments where they feel they had like a meeting. I think it was last Thursday where they've changed some things again. And it's all for the betterment of the game. And the ladies have got full control over the direction they want to take it. Which is I think it's the only way to do it, right? So and look, we were close to getting up our hardball competition. We just didn't quite get it across the line. But we've also there's some trial games that are going to be had via Rocky Manja Invitational, so there'll be a game there plus our Invitational ladies, and they'll have some practice games prior to Country Week or Ladies Country Week, which will be good to sort of help them hone their skills ready for that competition. Yeah,
and in my chat a few weeks ago with Holly, I mean the girls they can't wait for that. The experience they had last year and what that did for, I guess, developing and growing the game was huge, and that getting that taste for hardball cricket and all that sort of stuff. So the preparation's already changed from what I understand now. They have practice matches before it, and they're going to be a lot better prepared. And they're going to feel better about themselves moving forward and give themselves a chance to win a few games and have a bit of fun.
Absolutely. And there's nothing better than Country Week cricket. There's nothing better. And it's all about, people don't understand, like you end up making these friendships, which are probably lifelong friendships with people who you may not have liked previous to playing with them in Country Week. You might have thought, oh, they're on the opposite side. I don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can't start playing with them and you go, well, he's all right. And then you have all these, and throughout the year, you have all these in-jokes with them whenever you come up against them. And people might go, well, oh, that's a bit harsh. You go, it's all right. It's an in-joke, right? So it's really enjoyable. Yeah. You count down when you're going to get to play against that player throughout the season. So, yeah.
And just a reminder to players that are listening in here and watching that nominations are open, aren't they? So they should be jumping on somewhere and nominating that they want to play in this year's Country Week. Isn't that right?
Yep, correct. The nomination would have went on, I'm sure it's on our Facebook page, but you'll also find a link on our website as well.
Mm-hmm. So, you now know it's been everywhere. Say that you don't know, it's not a good enough excuse. You had players that have, we had young Jordan Pink. I think he's moved on to play for Rocky Mandra at the moment after a good start to the season, and he comes tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Can I play Country Week?" So
yes, he did tap me on the shoulder. So yes, as the rules stand at the moment, yes, he is eligible.
But that highlights that he's gone on. And well done, going to test himself out, but he's also still wanting to be part of this, which shows that.
And he had his first, and I was just going to say, he had his first game. Rocky Mandra bowled, I think, on the weekend, 2 for 60 odd off about 22 overs. So really did his job.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, much so. It's a great. Yep. It's a great thing that there's that great relationship, and I love the fact that clubs they don't hold anyone back. They're happy, like you go test yourself out, young man, and we're here with open arms, and we're always here for you. And I guess if we go back to the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, perfect opportunity to get players back. Just keep them in touch with their home club, and I think that's an awesome the competition. And we saw that with not only him but the Burridge boys last night for Hall's Head. We had John Sanders, we had Keegan DeCoker, we had
Coker
for Woolman.
Yep, there was a couple of other players too that I can't remember now, but yeah, they had two or three of their ex-juniors who have gone on to bigger and better things. Because you got John Sanders now playing first for Willerton. Yep, keeping Bancroft off the gloves. So think about that, because go have a look at Bancroft's run scoring this year. He's doing pretty well, and you got one of our homegrown guys keeping him off the gloves. So it's pretty good. Yeah, and Keegan, for as example, hadn't been having a great season so far. But that 100 the other week might be just what kicks him on.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. So it's a fantastic initiative, and as someone who's come in quite recently, I applaud you guys for getting that off the ground. I think it's fantastic. Look, I've probably kept you long enough, and I don't know whether everyone could probably listen to your dulcet tones for longer or not. I'm not sure, but look, thanks for your time again, Terry. Just remember, everyone, jump on the Movember page, jump onto our the PCA Facebook page. You'll see links all over the place. There's a little article there as well. So jump on board and donate. Make sure he gets to that $1,000 mark, so he's got to wear that thing for the rest of the season.
Excellent.
Thanks for your time tonight, Terry. Much appreciated.
Awesome. Thank you. Talk to you next time.
Okay, so that was Terry Arnold, president of the PREZ, president of the PCA. Had a good chat with us there. You are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly supported by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. We'll be back very soon. Welcome back, everyone, to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly supported by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Before we wrap up the show, I just wanted to give a little plug to the girls out there playing in the Beyond Bank Ladies T20 League, the Beyond Bank Ladies T20 competition. We are very, very fortunate to have this competition up and running. We spoke a couple of weeks ago to Holly Astle, who was instrumental in the growth of this particular section of the competition. Really, I think it's just great that we can provide a game for all. So well done there. So the girls on the weekend played round 4 action of the Beyond Bank Ladies T20 competition, and we thank Beyond Bank for their amazing support as well. So we had South Mandurah take on Secret Harbour, and South Mandurah won that game by 7 wickets. So South Mandurah 3 for 133 defeated Secret Harbour 2 for 122. We had Tennille O'Neill make 19 retired not out for Secret Harbour, leading the runs there. And with the ball, we had a wicket each to local politician Lisa Mundy for South Mandurah. She took one of the wickets, 1 for 13 in her over. And the captain of South Mandurah, Jeannie Thompson, took the other wicket. And I guess it might have been a run. No, they were 2 down. And South Mandurah 3 for 133. And that included 24 retired not out by the captain in Jeannie Thompson. Well done there. We had Jack's Door get 15 retired out. And with the ball, we had a wicket to Carly Woodley. She took 1 for 17. And Tennille O'Neill got 1 for 13, as did Christine Hancock for Secret Harbour. She took 1 for 20. So well done there, girls. In the other one of the other games played, we had White Knights Baldivis take on Warnbro Swans. White Knights Baldivis 4 for 122 defeat Warnbro Swans 4 for 98. In that score, we had Casey Van Hint. She made 28 retired out off 12 balls. It included 6-4, so she took the bowling on, no doubt there. And with the ball, we had a wicket for Carlia Tartano. She took 1 for 10. We had a wicket for Tennille Bernard, who's the captain of Warnbro. She took 1 for 9. We had Rebecca Logan take 1 for 11. And we also had Samantha Flatley take 1 for 15. In reply, Warnbro, we had Tennille Bernard, who's a captain, as I mentioned earlier. She led the way for Warnbro with 18, and she was retired out, and that was pretty much the only one that got into double figures. And bowling-wise, best of the bowling was Brooke Crosby Mullum, and she took 2 for 9. So well bowled there, and well done to everyone involved in that game. White Knights running away 24-run winners in that match between them and Warnbro. In the next game, Mandurah played Shoalwater, and Mandurah, big score, 8 for 162, defeated Shoalwater 5 for 117. So it was a big win there. So in Mandurah's innings, we had Emily Sharp, the star of the competition, 24 of 12, including 4 fours. We had Alison Sorge. She made 20 of 12. And we also had Jodie Draper, and she made 15 not out off 14 balls. Holly Astle, the captain, she got a little 8 at the end, a little bit of a cameo. Best bowling for Shoalwater, we had Annie Best, took 2 for 18, and we had a wicket apiece to Ray Chandler, another wicket to Rebecca Carroll, and another wicket to Chloe Slattery, and another wicket to Anna Wakuru. So well done there. But 8 for 162, imposing total there set by Mandurah, and Shoalwater in reply could only get 117, 5 for 117. And we had a 10 to Melissa Grief, as well as a 10 to Rebecca Carroll and Captain Ray Chandler. So they were the only ones that really got into double figures there. And with the ball, we had Jodie Draper lead the way, taking 2 for 16. And then we had a wicket apiece to Danny Thomas, Holly Astle, who continued her good season. And we had another wicket to Natasha Hazel. So in that game there, Mandurah 8 for 162. They ran away 45-run winners against Shoulder Bay 5 for 117. Now, to finish off this round, we have Horsehead and Pinjarra. They're actually playing on Friday. So I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, good luck to the girls there. And the other games, looks like they've got a weekend off. Oh, no. No, they haven't. No, they'll be playing this weekend. I've lost track of time. It's been a real busy week. So we have South Mandurah taking on White Knights Baldivis. We have Mandurah taking on Pinjarra. We have Warnbro taking on Secret Harbour. And Hall's Head taking on Shoalwater. So good luck to all the girls there. And well done for continuing a great competition. And thank you to Beyond Bank for their support of the Beyond Bank Ladies T20 competition. As always, it's been a big, big week of cricket. There's always something happening. So good luck to the PCA boys as they go and take on the might of the Albany Cricket Association this Sunday. Good luck to everyone going out there and playing their cricket, be it A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade, E grade or F grade, or our ladies. Good luck to everyone that's out there doing anything. Thank you to our umpires who are doing a great job looking after our game and providing a great service, and well, hopefully they're enjoying themselves there, and they're a vital part of our game. So make sure you support your umpires there. Let them know that you appreciate the work that they're doing, and let's make their job easy. Let's just keep it nice and calm out there, play competitive cricket, play spirited cricket, but let's keep within the spirit of cricket. There's just no need to go over the top. We're playing community cricket. Everyone's just out there playing, doing something on a Saturday. It's a bit of recreation, having a bit of fun with your mates. It doesn't need to be any more than that. So good luck to everyone involved there. And good luck to our RETRAVISION Premier T20 League opponents, I guess, in Waroona, who are playing their first game, as are North Baldivis, although they were scheduled to play a game earlier. So looking forward to that one next Tuesday. Remember to tune in either next Tuesday to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel on YouTube, for live T20 cricket action in the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, where you'll hear yours truly trying to call the game and give it the respect it deserves, and hopefully add to the entertainment value for all of you listening. Provide your feedback. Get in touch with the show if you've got any milestones, you've got any other club info. Do you want to be part of the show? Is there someone I should be talking to? Is there someone I should be bringing into your ears or into your vision? Let me know. I'm still new to the Peel Cricket Association, and I'm trying to get out and meet as many people as I can and provide as wide a audience good entertainment as we can. So I need your feedback, so please send it through. Don't be afraid. On our PCA Facebook page or on the Instagram page, make sure you're subscribing, you're liking and doing all that sort of stuff. Drop some feedback in this subscription for the YouTube channel as well, where you'll get this podcast there every week, and any other little tidbits as well. And if there are any photos, we've got any videos, any of that sort of stuff, send them through. We can make use of them amongst all our social media options we've got here in the PCA. I'm Orazio Santalucia. I've been your host here of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which has been proudly supported and sponsored by RETRAVISION. 60-day guarantee, price guarantee for all your electrical, electronics, white goods, etc. You've got to get down to RETRAVISION. ESA Sport, making every sporting moment epic, and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. You'd be crazy to have anything else post-sport. Good luck. We'll see you next week.
Carlos Brathwaite! Remember the name! History for the West Indies!